I'm JD. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe. Please hit like. I've been doing watchmaking for almost 20 years now. So what we have here is a basket, and it has an Elgin convertible pocket watch in it that has been cleaned by my Pearl watch machine. And there's Pearl, 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 you are my darling girl. There, that's the song from Beverly Hillbillies, I think. Anyway, complete basket, stainless steel. This came from India, I think. The Pearl wash cleaning machine. They still sell them. They're not too bad. The only thing I don't like about it is the spring on it is so damn hard. When you press the actual motor with the jar down into the liquid, and it comes with 3 jars. There's a cleaning jar, there's a rinse jar, and then there's another rinse jar, and you rotate by hand and push down. You put the basket into the jar, clean it, lift it up while it's still sealed down, and then you spin it. So I made some videos on that. Anyway, it works just fine. You just have to be very patient with it and use a timer. And I marked, it's got a little mechanical timer that comes with it, and I marked the timer with some whiteout, so I could use a camera to look at it. I don't have to be downstairs while I'm running the cleaner. So, brilliant move. Anyway, here's my basket full of stuff. I was going to make one continuous video today, but I might not be able to do that. So what I wanted to do first was just empty the basket. So, and show you. I showed you in the previous video of what I put in each basket. And there's a meaning to my madness for all of this. I got to flip to my better glasses. So these glasses here have got the ARY loop on them, and I've got 3 of these friggin' things. They cost a fortune. So got to get an ARY loop or you're 0, okay? So this basket's got some gears in it and stuff. I don't want to forget anything, so I'm just going to take this stuff out and put it down on my mat. There we go. And these are the wheels. Just take them out of this basket so they're here. So I'm not too concerned about them anymore. It's funny, when they get in here, they get a little bit stuck in the cage material on the edges. So this did pretty well. So that's this empty. Always slam it down on the carpet when you do that, because you never know when you could forget something, right? Think, oh, I got it all. There's the fingers for the wheels right here. So those, and then I've got 3 screws that I cleaned in the basket. Oh my God, it's going to be so nice. So nice and clean. Get so excited about this stuff. Oh my God. And here's the ratchet wheel. Ratchet! That was the nurse from the Carry On movies, right? Nurse Ratchet. So if you remember the nurse, clap once. So those are those wheels. And I've got 1 screw in here, 1 little tiny baby screw in the bottom right there. And that is for the pallet fork cock. So, wish they wouldn't use a C word. I think that's very British, right? But on CNN recently, they started using the R word because of all that Trump stuff that's going on right now. And so here I've got the one I just put down here has got 2 different screws, a bigger one and a smaller one. I think that the smaller one is for this, but I'm not absolutely sure which one. It depends which one fits the head. I think they're like that. That's probably what they are right there, just like that. Anyway, we'll leave that as a reassembly challenge. Give me a C for challenge. C. I'm tired today. I'm considering going back to work part-time. I've got some discussions on Tuesday afternoon to accommodate that consideration. And the reason I'm doing it is because I've still got a pretty good brain, and I'm thinking I might want to use it for something other than watchmaking and other than video games and other things that are just a distraction. So I still have skills that I need to put to use. Now, should I put some like shoe polish on my head so you guys aren't blinded by my head? I'm blind. There got to close that off. So that's that. And now I've got the bottom stuff to put in here. So let me just put these back in here. And I notice there's a separation in this right here. See that right there? That's my guitar fingernails there. Anyway, there's a separation there that I don't like. I might be able to push that back in and then squeeze the edges. I don't like it because there's a slight chance of something falling out of that. So here's the one I put together as a unit. Just look inside and see how clean that got. How clean did that get? Wow. Everything seems so ungummed now. Ungummed. I'm curious whether I'll be able to put this watch together, the main part of the movement together, before dinner. Right now it's almost 5 o'clock. We usually eat. Dinner for some people is supper for others. What is it for you? Comment required. Here's some more screws. These screws go, these are the short ones, so these screws are the short ones, so they go into this here. Right in here and here for those screws. And here's the main plate here. And I'm going to get the airy movement holder. That's how important this is. It has an echo. So the only thing with this is that I think I want to put a little tiny bit of oil right on the end here, just to make sure that it's lubed up just a bit for moving it back and forth. That's to maximize the use of the spring. Now these are my shitty oilers I got from AliExpress or something, right? So I can't remember where I picked these oilers up, but I don't like them. They're all broken. I think the green one's the only one that really works anymore. All the other ones are spikes. And I know I'm gonna just nail my friggin' finger with this thing. And yeah, I need to go buy a really good set of oilers here and forget this crap. That's what I need to put on the list of things to get. A good set of oilers. There. A little bit of 1300 is what I'm putting in here. I'll just move this back and forth a bit. It's springing back now, and before it wasn't. That was gummed up to all hell. Gummed. I am talking and doing this stuff. I should turn my camera off. There's no real reason for the camera. You want me to turn my camera off? You like? I gotta shave, man. I gotta shave. Big shout out to Sonny Morehouse here, my American watchmaking buddy. I guess Sonny can pretty much do everything and build everything, and it's just amazing. So I'm gonna put this together, then I'm gonna deal with this little jewel here down there when I deal with the mainspring. But I'm gonna put everything together but the mainspring. So we're gonna start off with all that wonderful watch stuff. I will have to turn the camera off because I've got to go shook down a level in my seat to do this stuff. All right, let's put this thing together. I'm going to see if I can get a little bit closer with my camera as I do this. It's a little tricky because of the angles here, but I'm going to just see if I can set it up right here. Hopefully that stays focused somewhat. And I'm going to rebuild this baby. So first thing I'm going to put in here is the pallet fork. So the pallet fork would go in here, and the fork part would point out this way, right? So the pallet fork would be right here. There we go. And then the bridge for the pallet fork, I think this is the right bridge and screw here. The old bridge and screw. So that goes in right here. There's always a little bit of artful dodging going on when you put these things back. So that goes in right there. Falls into place. I'm going to use my stick, my Bergeron stick, or Bergeron stick. I'm trying to lift the palette fork arm up so it lines up with the bridge. I think I've done it. Oh joy! So you see what I did there, right? Is that still good? I think I hit it with my friggin' thing here. No, I think it's still good. Now when I put the screw in, I'm not going to tighten it down all the way until I'm sure. 152% sure. Because if you tighten that and you're not sure, I'm going to put a little pressure on the top here so that this doesn't fly out of its position. And I also check the edges here to make sure that I've got a good the plate is all the way down, like the balance cock is down, or the palette fork cock is down. So I look that way, and I can see the jewel head sticking through there. Can I see it through here? Yes, I can. So I can see it through both sides, sticking out both ways. So it's good. GWD. W. WW. I could be using my microscopic camera today for this. That would give you a super close-up. Why don't I try that? All right, I'm back. So I have my Andostar microscopic camera pointing at this movement, and it is up pretty close. I could get it even closer if I really wanted to, if we want to get deep and dirty. There, that's good enough for now. That's pretty darn close. So it's at a bit of an angle, but it's perfect on my desk. So here I've just put in the cock for the palette fork. So that goes in like that, and I always make sure just touch it, just to make sure that I still have freedom of movement here. Now it's a bit of a preference, but whether you oil the palette fork, but there seems to be a very small oil cup for that palette fork, so I'm going to take advantage of that and put a little bit of oil on that. And while I'm in the land of the palette fork, I'm also going to take some of this stuff here, which is the 9415, Bergeron 9415. This thing works backwards, I think, 9415. And put a little tiny bit of that in on the tips here. I've got a giant piece of pithwood here. It's the world's biggest piece of pithwood. Say that 3 times fast. So, and I'm going to take this gel, it's like the consistency of a gel, and put a little dab of Duya. I don't want to put too much, just a little dab of Duya on the ends of the palette fork. I'm going to try to keep this movement in plain sight the whole time here. So I get both of the jewels of the palette fork with this gel. And I've found over the years that this gel absolutely reduces friction and improves amplitude on your watch. There's no doubt in my mind. So if you don't have any of this beautiful 9415, I think is what it's called, 9415, yeah, I should get a marker and write that down before it disappears on me, right? So it's Mobius 9415. Whatever. I won't do it now. So that's that. I also want to put a little bit of oil in here. and I use the thicker oil for this. Let me clean off my oiler. I use a lot thicker oil here. And you can look up, I have other videos on how to oil a watch here that you can look up to see what oils I'm using. I'm going to tighten this up a bit. There we go. And there we go. And then, so now I've got to put the wheels in, right? I've got the wheels go in an order, and if you get them, put them in, you don't put them in the right order, then they are not going to be in the right place. They'll be on top of each other. So I'm hoping I've got the order right here, but I'll put this wheel. Let me get my, so I always take a picture of my work before I actually start reassembling, so I could see exactly what I did to reassemble this watch. So let me get my photographs out here and show you what I mean. So there it is there. That's my photograph, a little bit out of focus because I refuse to touch the camera. So it looks like the pinion is high for the escapement wheel. The pinion is low for the next wheel, and the pinion is high for the next wheel. So it's high, high, low, high. High, low, high. That's my Chinese name. Mr. High, Low, High. Aren't I the funniest guy you've ever met? These wheels are nice and clean right now. Trying to get this thing in place. I'm trying to convince it to get in there. I need to get that pivot down below. I don't want to have to take out the pallet fork again, but I can lift it up ever so slightly if I really needed to get this in, because it seems to be out of order here. It doesn't seem like it's wanting to go into place. Yeah, I think I need to bring that bridge up, or that balance cock up a bit to get that under, which that pisses me off because it's I shouldn't have to do that. It's a shit design when you got to do something like that. I'm going to lift it up just a little bit and see if I can do this, and then put it back down again. There we go. I believe it is in place. Abadeeb. And now I should be able to screw this back down again. But I've moved out of vision of you guys, so I need to move it back into vision. I just always want to check to make sure that the fork is in the right position. It's not. Okay, that's good right there. As you can see, there's a good action there. And I'll check the inside of the plate of the balance fork bridge to make sure that's fine. So that was up. The next wheel goes down, and that would be, it's one of two wheels here. So I think it's probably this wheel here. I suspect it's this wheel right here. Is that right? No, that's not right. What are you doing? Yeah, that's right. think I'm going to check my picture again really quickly, because it's doesn't seem to want to be that wheel. Check the picture again. The two wheels look exactly the same. What do I got here? Yeah, let me think here. That wheel goes low, and the other wheel goes in, and it has a high pivot, so maybe it is the other wheel. Let me have a look-see. Let me have a look-see. Well, it would be the fourth wheel with the long, so this would be the fourth wheel and not the intermediate wheel, so you dummy, it is the other wheel. There we go. That's the fourth wheel in. That's pinion down. And then the next wheel is pinion up. But does this go in before or after the other wheel? So this tucks in underneath. This tucks in underneath with pinion up, like this. So that's good there. And then the plate goes over the top. But I think I can put the fingers down. Actually, I think I have to put the fingers down. Let me look here. Yeah, that goes like this. Then this bridge goes over the top first. Sorry about blocking, but this bridge goes over the top first, and then I can put the fingers down. It's all so tricky. I'm trying to look at the angle of all this. This obviously is not right. It's actually this way. This thing is tricking the hell out of me today. I think it's this way anyway. And then I have to rotate it. No, I think it's just this way. Let me look where the screw hole is. It's right there, I think. So that goes like that. Try to keep this in view again at all times while I'm rotating it. There we go. That just fell into place. I know the pinion here needs to integrate into the upper wheel here. There we go. That's integrated in there nicely. So I'm going to throw 2 screws down right now, just to make sure that this doesn't jump out of place. That's screw 1. And let me just tighten that up. See, I only need to wear the glove on one hand. So it's like this. I'm the Michael Jackson of watchmaking. Sure you are. Sure you are. I'm the Michael Jackson of looking at the wrong stuff while I'm putting the screw in. Come on, screw, get in. The other thing you want to make sure is don't put too much weight on your screwdriver when you're tightening the screws. So what I do is I don't tighten them yet. I just put them in. They're kind of snug right now, but they're not tight. So now I got to grab that finger over here, right here. And these are the 3 fingers of death. You think the poison's in my glass. Well, I think the poison's in your glass. I've learned two things in my life. One is never trust a Spaniard when death is on the line. And the next is never start a land war in Asia. So now I got to make sure these things get lined up. That one's actually good. This one was good, but isn't anymore. There we go. That's good there. Now normally I do this off camera because it's such a pain. I need to mark on the mat here where the camera is seeing, right? Okay, that one is in place. That one looks good. I think the middle one is the one that's off a bit. Well, it seems to be moving freely, so. Yeah, this is a little tough because of the gap that I have between the fingers and the plate on the bottom. It's a little tricky because you don't want to compromise that gap. I don't want to push down too much on the fingers thinking I've got everything aligned properly and perhaps break a pivot. Yeah, this one is not aligned properly anymore. It looks to be aligned, but it's not. Sometimes I actually grab the part and move it up. This is very painful, folks. Extremely painful. There's a gap there, and you rock the gap, and that kind of screws it up a bit. So I have to sort of go underneath here and try to rock it forward. And forget the back part for now. There, that's rocked forward, so that's in, that's in. This one is not in. Oh my God. Oh me, oh my. I know if I take it out of one side, it jumps out of the other side. It's a very painful movement to work with. The three fingers don't give you any advantage whatsoever. So I got my screwdriver in the slot here and I'm rotating it. And I'm trying to get the three parts in place. And you know, you get one in there and then the other one slips out. Let me see what this looks like from an angle. Yeah, you can tell that the I use one of these little turn picky hooks here to do this, so I can tell that that's not lined up properly. The other thing I've done in the past is I've done this under a microscope. So I can see two Jesus, every time I do it one way, it rocks the other way. So it's not working well. Like this one here is slightly off. So I'm going to cut away here and play with this under my microscope, because I don't believe I can do it live here. Oh, I think I got them. Like it didn't turn everything off. I think I got all three. They're flat. So I didn't bother turning them off. Just poke them until you're successful. There we go. So I think I got all three. So I'm going to put the screws in now. So I managed to not cut away. So isn't that amazing? So hopefully you're still with me and not have given up completely yet. Right? It's almost dinner time. So this little job, one of the hardest things is getting those pivots lined up, and you've got to make sure that you're not see, I don't like this one here. This one, oh no, it's moving. Yeah, it looked like it wasn't moving, but it was just a pallet fork that was keeping it steady. So they're all loose, which is good. All right, so they're all loose. So now I can tighten the screws on the top here without fear. All right, and let me just move the wheel here. Yeah, good. Everything is moving, and if I put a little pressure on the wheel and touch the pallet fork, that snaps back and forth. You see that? Just a little tiny bit of pressure with my finger, and it just pretends it's the mainspring. And that snaps back and forth, so that's good. That worked. Now I'll just throw the mainspring in without a care in the world. So the mainspring is now in. Then the rest of it should be a little bit easier. I'm going to throw the stem in with the wheel here. I think they called that. I don't remember what they call that. Anyway, throw that in place, not a problem. And then I've got to put this gear here is going to go on this side after I get the plate in. So I need to put the plate in. I need to also put this in, which is this funky staff thing, but I won't put that in until I'm ready to put the other thing in. So this goes on first, I believe, and goes right over the top here. Like that. So that's like this. And I'm checking, and and the cracks are all good. Then this wheel will go right here, because that's the side I have the stem in right here. So when this stem turns, as you can see, the wheel turns. Now I'll put just a tad of oil on there. that. And I'll leave this, I want to put a tad of oil right where the mainspring hits here too. Like that. Then, let me see what's next. I think I'm looking at all the parts I have left here, and I've got a few. So I've got to put, let me look at what that's doing here. So I'm going to open this up a bit because I think I'm putting a little pressure on that setting mechanism, the setting lever. So I'm just going to close that down like that. So that's like that. Then I've got to put the ratchet wheel in. And the ratchet wheel, on the base of it, it just goes straight in here, and it needs to line up. So I've got a few components here that I've got to put in. They've got to go in before the ratchet wheel. So this is this thing here, this jobby doohickey goes in, right? And it goes in right here. Let me take the screw out here for now. And it goes in, I believe, like this. But I'm going to put the wheel in first. So let's just put this wheel in first. And this goes in like this. Trying to get a good camera angle for you folks. There, that goes in like that. Then this wheel, this goes in like this. That's a strange configuration, man. That is really weird. I'm going to get my Bergeron, I keep saying Bergeron 7010 polyamide stick, my polymade stick, and I need to keep that in place while I drop the screw down. I think that's the right screw. I'll know as soon as it starts finding home. And then get a smaller screwdriver to put this in. Try to stay out of your line of sight here for this. So that's good like that. I think there's a little bit of an angle there. I got to move this around a bit because you don't want it touching. If that is in fact the right screw. That's good there. And I can, this still moves freely, which you want. And then I want to put in the spring, which is right here. And the spring, I got to move it out of the way when I put the ratchet wheel in. So the spring goes down right there. Now I don't know if that screw is right over the hole or not, but yeah, I gotta lift that screw out of the way to look through the bottom to see where the hole is. The hole is right there. It's funny when you're doing this, you almost hold your breath at certain points. I just have to make sure this is lined up properly. That's good right there, I think. I tighten that down, and then I need to put the click in. And the click can only go one way, so I think the click goes in like this. I think it goes in like this. So I have to get the spring out of the way and just drop that click into place. This is probably a 2 screwdriver move here, or 2 tweezer move. A dual tweezer move. So that looks good right there. Just making sure it works. It actually works. And it does. And I want to put a little bit of oil, lubricant, right here where it scrapes. And I'll also put a little tiny bit right on here. This is moving a lot as it goes around. And then I think that's all good there. That's all great there. Now I can take the ratchet wheel and put that in place, I believe. Let me see. And that goes in right like that, which is nice. It interfaces with this like that, and then I have to put, I believe I put the bridge down first, and then I've got to put this thing here, and this little tiny spike in. So if I put the bridge down, I screw that all down, it holds it all in place. So let's put the bridge down first. Try not to touch anything with my normal hands. Put a little bit of oil here, because I'm fighting friction all the time, right? Seems to be a little bit of gum on the end of that bridge. Or if I can clean that up. I do want it to run authentically. So too much cleaning makes it look brand new, which it's not. It's from, this one here is from around 1887 or something like that. 1880 or something like that. So it's an old watch, right? It's a very old watch. Then I can put these on here. Just trying to make sure I absolutely have the right order, because this has to go on first. These two things go down first. They got to go on the correct way, you moron. They go on like that first. Are they on there? Yeah, they're on. And let me screw those down before I forget what I'm doing. And they take the really long screws down the end here. And then put this one in here. I tighten that up a little bit, maybe too much, but like this. Right, and then let me just take the key here and turn this for a second, because that lever, I still have to put a lever in there, but that lever doesn't do much until later. So that is not turning anything. So what's going on here? So there's something suspicious going on here. I think I may have missed something. So let me take this off and have a peek and see why that wouldn't be turning anything. Everything's lined up properly, so that's odd. Odd, I tell you, odd. But this watch is odd as well. I hate back steps. It's not a normal, for me, it's not a normal watch, so it's not that I haven't been doing it correctly, it's that it's just an odd watch. It's odd, baby. Odd, I tell you. Alright, so why would this not catch? I'm turning this, and it's turning this. But it wasn't turning the mainspring. Hopefully the spring is not out of the barrel. I'm going to take this off here. Have a look at the action here, see what's going on. So if this turns this way, this has to turn this way. This should be grabbing the ratchet wheel, this ratchet wheel, and these little ratchetettes at the bottom should be grabbing that right there. And it wasn't. So why? That is the question. Yeah, that drops down. And let me see the direction this goes here. It's turning it, but it's not contacting the wheel down below. So something's funky. Something funky going on, folks. Let me have a look again. It may be the way I put this together. I didn't think so, but you never know. First of all, I want to make sure that that mainspring is working. So what I'll do here is grab that wheel in here and turn that, just to make sure I've got the mainspring actually working. Can I get that? Can I grab that with this? I think I can. So that would go this way, clockwise. I can see the ratchet, the click spring is not clicking. It's supposed to, but it's not. So let me back this off again. Because if that doesn't click, then you can't actually wind it. So I've got an issue there. Might be backwards. Have to have a look at that. So that was backwards and upside down. Check the picture. So I just need to take this out here. This was on the wrong way here. Let me take this up here like that. It went on, it's supposed to be on like this. It makes a way more sense. And again, I'm going to use 2 tweezers to get this thing in, but there we go. That's much better. Now I shouldn't have as much nonsense going on. I think it was sitting too high because of that as well. So the question is, if this falls in, will it wind the watch? That's the question. So let me just put this together and see if it does that. And I won't bother screwing anything in. I'm just going to wind this and see what happens. Yep, I'm getting pressure on the mainspring. I can feel it. So I'm going to hold this plate down while I put these 2 screws in so it doesn't fly up from the mainspring pressure. So one mistake here was actually thinking I had that click spring and the click in the right way. I didn't. I was off just a bit. Now I'm looking for the other screw here. There it is. Now it would be neat if I did a live version of this. You guys can tell me whether it makes any sense at all to do a live assembly or disassembly of a pocket watch. So that what I'm really curious about is it transferring. So I think I can tighten the fingers up now. Oh yeah, that's nice. Just tighten these down here. And I'm going to do one last thing before I put this to bed. And that'll be it for today. But this goes in right in here. It goes in the sharp part goes down. So it goes in like this, and as I said before, it rides along that little trough. So I'm going to put a little bit of oil on the end. So I just dip the thing in oil and throw it down the hole. Like that. And then this, my friends, goes in right like this. And again, I'm going to have to hold this down with my famous stick while I put the world's smallest screw in. And I will make the video right after this. You will not know that because I am talking to you now and you're not listening. So I'm so deep. I'm such a deep guy. Let me see if this screwdriver will do for me. Yeah, that's not bad right there. So now I got to make sure that this little arm goes underneath this gear. Because when I push that lever up, I need to get a different screwdriver here. When I push that lever out for a lever set mechanism, theoretically the wheel should go up. When I pull the lever out here. So let me see. So that's it. That's done for now. I could throw the balance in to see if it ticks just for the hell of it, but I just want to actually clean the balance. So let me see. Should I throw that in? Just toss the balance in just to see if I got clicking happening. Maybe. Why not, eh? All right. I'm going to grab the balance and put it in and see if this thing just ticks. So you get the balance, the fork is on the proper side there. Yep, and I want to enter it from this side, so I'm going to do this. Hoping this is not going to be too difficult. And then turn this around, and you want to make sure that the balance, there we go, it's ticking already, that goes in place nicely and doesn't get too obstructed here. I've got to take a look at it here, hang on. There we go. Tickety tick tick tick. That's not too bad an amplitude either. Now I'm going to actually be disassembling this. So there's a screw here, but I'm not going to bother. I'm going to clean this balance because the upper jewel, lower jewel, all that needs to be cleaned. But I'm actually getting a fairly decent amplitude on this, and I didn't even put a big wind on it. So that's that. I'm just going to tilt it up for a sec so you can see what it looks like under microscopic look. So that's what it looks like, and that's the video for today. So I hope you enjoyed that. I've got my my microscopic camera is in place right now taking this picture. It's a pretty detailed camera, but it worked. So the watch is back together again and it's ticking, which is really nice. Before it was pretty limp. Right now it's working nicely. So that's it. So thank you very much. I'm JD. Please tune into my channel. Please like, lots of comments. I love the comments, and say hi to Mark out there, and say hi to Sonny Morehouse out there, and say hi to some of the other people I've done watch work for in the past, or who have watched my videos. So thanks for supporting my channel. I really appreciate it. Bye-bye.